I've been gone for way too
Home, home, just wanna go home, home. I'm on my way back home.
Right. It looks like it's auto-saved it at the start of the job that I'm doing. Yeah, it has. So I was hoping to be back in the office. And what I was going to try and do was employ another member of staff, get them doing this job, and then I go pick up my new bus, because I bought a new bus, but I've got a staff member sick, so I'm doing his jobs for him. I've already failed one contract. If you go to... Does it let me do this? Let me see what these are. Oh, see, I haven't stocked up on inventory for this 2-hour trip. Yeah, so here you go. See, I've got this trip, and it's a 2-hour tour. That's going to net me just under €1,800. And I was going to get the new guy do it, or my other employee, but he's been sick now for 2 days. And because of that, I had this failed order yesterday, because I messed up when I was trying to... It said that he couldn't do it. I needed to assign myself to it. I assigned myself to it, and then I went to the calendar and skipped today, thinking I was going to skip to this job, and it skipped a whole day past the job, and then said I'd failed it. And it was, as far as I know, if I remember rightly, it was looking at the symbol that's on the where the description of the job is on the top right. There's like what I would call a repeat. What you would see on a CD player, like a figure of 8 on its side. That's a repeat, meaning it's a repeated contract. So I've lost that contract, and that was a repeated contract as such, that was, and I've lost that, I think. So my current order is this short trip. So we'll just get this done. It says 2 hours, so let's see how accurate it is, and let's see if it's real time, because it does say 2 hours. Intrigued to see if it's real time 2 hours or not. Right, let me just have a drink of my coffee before I get going. But I bought a big line. Is this the... Oh, this is the... That must be where the trip takes me. Yeah, the 255. Because that's the service number on my bus now. So if I go back to jobs, it says line 255. So 255 is what I've now got when you go to this here, Luke. 255 on the front of the bus. So if I go to the external view, it'll say 255 on the front. You can't zoom in and see that, but it says, oh, there you go, 255. So that tells people who are waiting at stops that I've got to pick up that it's in service. And if I go to the map, I don't know if I can see this, but I've got another bus to pick up somewhere. I don't know if it's going to highlight it on the map for me, but it said it was at the port. I bought the Lion bus. I don't know if it's going to mark that up. But that's the trip I'm doing now. Yeah, that's the trip I'm doing now. All highlighted in orange, and then for some reason switches to yellow. I don't know why it switches to yellow. But looking at it, I've got to go all the way up top, grab my first bunch of passengers at that H symbol there, carry on the journey to finish at Tindaya, and then I would assume I go back. I just don't know. I'm assuming my bus to pick up, it says is at the port, is down here, but I'll have to see about that after. Assuming there's only one port. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's get the engine started. Paul, good morning, buddy, and good day to you, whatever time it is where you are. Let's get the parking brake off. Let's get the window open. And without further ado, let's go. Let me just see as well. Sorry. Let me just make sure the options are still the same as what I set them yesterday. Because folks said the audio and engine noises and stuff were drowning me out. If you find that the audio is still drowning me out, engine noises and stuff like that, then please let me know and I'll drop that down even more. Hey? You can't collect a bus for the bus? What? I'm going to collect a bus as far as I knew. I was going to go and do this 2-hour job. Unless... right, okay. Let's pause the 2-hour job, right. Okay. Right, we'll swing back around and park this bus back up and get in the car instead then. And then see what happens. Can't put the window up without the power on. There we go. Right, let's see how this goes. Let's get in the car. Right, I'll switch to the external view for this because this is a bit. It's not as rigid as the bus to steer. I've got to go and get my big bus, I think, for this journey. Oh no! That'll teach me. I wonder if that takes money off you. I'll have a look at the finances after. I wonder if you get like a fine. Or I get a ticket through the post. Or in my mail. How are you, Paul? Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It's still before 9 AM here in the UK, but I've got my lad's going into school on a Saturday of all days to do some revision because he's got his GCSEs, his big exams coming up in a couple of weeks. And he's going in school, so that's kind of got me up early. But he ain't got to be there till 11:30, so I've got an hour or so that I can stream. And I'll go start his breakfast because he has like a cooked breakfast. He doesn't do cereal. And then I'm going uptown this afternoon with my girls. Twitch, thanks for the host and good morning and welcome. I hope you're well. Oh, this is a fair trick, this. Isn't it? Oh, shit! Yeah, be careful. Gotta be careful. So it's a bit erratic on the steering as compared to the buses that feel a bit more heavier. Careful. I dread to think how tough it's going to be to get the bigger coaches around some of these tight streets. Not these roads, but the tighter streets in the town centres. It's bad enough in the little kind of minibus that I've got thus far. There's dust. How much did you pay for your laptop, if you don't mind me asking? Is it like a gaming laptop with it playing Euro Truck? Water park. Oh, this game's doing me over. This game is, man. I've come here thinking I'm collecting a bus, and because this is what I assumed, right? The game isn't very clear. Let me just pause it, because I assumed that when I went to the map, because the yellow, the line changes colour here, I thought maybe I'd got to pick up a bus. And when I was in my little minibus, the bus that I started off with, or the first bus that I bought, and I was about to drive here, the game told me that I could not collect a bus with a bus. So I assumed I'd got to take that back to my depot, get in the car, drive the car up here, collect a bus, and then do the tour, which was the rest of the yellow line. But I think it's done a number on me, because it hasn't directed me to go and get my bus. So I might have to go to the port and see about getting my bus. I'll just put the parking brake on a sec. Right, let me just pause it while I drink the rest of my coffee. So, an Acer Swift 8GB RAM, 1TB, 649. See, I don't know if you're aware, but literally last week, I got a bee in my bonnet about wanting to buy a gaming PC. And there's literally a 5-minute walk from me. There's like an industrial estate. There's a Harvester pub, an Aldi, and then behind that there's like on a road going out towards the local football ground. There's an industrial estate where they got big Amazon, Screwfix, and Pets@Home with warehouses, etc. And there's a little unit there that sell and make custom-built PCs. So I got a quote off them for a gaming PC, and I literally said, I don't want it. I want a tower. I don't want a keyboard or a mouse because I've got one. Don't need a monitor because I'm going to plug it, like you, I'm going to plug it into my TV via HDMI. So I just want a tower, and I need it capable of running Euro Truck and American Truck, and maybe Motortown on recommended requirements, not minimum, recommended, because I want it to run smooth, and I also want enough power left in reserve for streaming from it. And they sent me a quote back for a PC for £491 for just a desktop, 16GB of RAM, 1650 TX graphics card, 240GB SSD, and an i3 quad-core processor. And all I've got to do is get a copy of Windows myself, which I can get off Groupon or Voucher for about 15 quid, and then I've just got to install it. And I've been weighing it up all week, because I had that amplifier, and things didn't work out with that amplifier, and that's now gone back for a full refund. I've been weighing it up about getting a gaming PC so that I can play Euro Truck and American Truck, and then stream from and sit on the couch like I do on a game on a console. Stick the desktop behind my TV so you can't really see it. HDMI it into my current amplifier. Connect my Xbox controller to it. This headset that I'm using on Xbox now works on Xbox and PC, and then start streaming. And I've still not made a decision. I can't make a decision on it. I don't know what to do. Then the other option was what you've done, as a gaming PC for about 600 to 650 quid. Grab one of them, like you, HDMI into the TV, connect my Xbox controller to it, and bam, Bob's your uncle. I'm good to go with American Truck on that as well. So I'm going to set a manual waypoint in into the port and see if I can go get this other bus. And with that Acer laptop you've got, what graphics cards in that? You've only got a 1TB standard hard disk drive, where they've quoted me a 240 SSD. I'm not sure. Does Euro Truck and American Truck even benefit from an SSD? Should I get a normal HD hard drive, a normal internal hard drive, rather than an SSD? And 8GB of RAM you've got in yours, they've quoted me 16GB of RAM, which is more than enough. So, what card is in your Acer Twitch? Is it a 1650 or a 3070? I know I've seen some of these cards some of these laptops are 3070s in. My underlying fear, and it's petty fear, to be fair, is exactly what Twitcher said there. That now he's got his laptop and he's playing Euro Truck, he's barely been on his PS4 or PS5. And my fear is the same, that once I get my teeth into Euro Truck and it's running smooth as a baby's backside, well, as smooth as butter on a PC that's suitable to run it smoothly and efficiently, and I can stream from it, that I'd probably play nothing else. That's the fear. Right, I'm going to have to try this. I'm going to have to set a manual waypoint to the port. Let me just check something in here as well. Have I got... So that's my vehicle, that's at my depot. That one I've not picked up yet. So I've got to go pick that up, and it's not telling me where the port is, so I'm kind of hoping that I'm just going to have to set a manual waypoint and go get it. And hope that it's there, and I can clearly see that it's mine. Oh my word. So I can't even put a waypoint down. So I'm going to have to wing this. I'm going to have to... So go to the end of the road in my car, right turn, keep following that road all the way back down. Without getting off at all. And at the first roundabout I get, it's a left, and that's onto the port, and then another left. Yeah, I gave them a budget of up to £500 for just this tower. I mean, obviously my budget's going to break that, because this PC they sent me a quote for was supposed to be 550, but they've got a sale on, so they were taking so much off it to drop it down to 491. Then I'd have to get a copy of Windows, which would cost me £15 off Groupon or voucher, and then I just need a USB stick and make it bootable and put Windows on. Euro Truck an American Truck I already own through Steam, with some of the add-ons as well. And it said it was an i3 quad processor, 4.23 gigahertz. Oh, shh! Don't be crashing into the school fence. Sounds like a school to me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The AI, I'll tell you what. I've got a week off coming up soon as well. And it would be ideal for me to grab it, because they take around 4 to 5 days to build it once I make a decision and go and pay for it. And if I went in on Monday, my day off on Monday, and walked down there, like I say, it's only about a 5 to 10 minute walk on foot. Drop my daughter off at school on Monday, then walk down there, pay for the machine and get it ordered. And then by the end of probably next weekend I could pick it up and have it up and running. I think I'd be battering Euro Truck and American Truck during my week off. Augie, morning buddy. I'm considering it, Augie. I've had a quote for one, and I am giving it some serious thoughts. Oh, what the? Jeez. Oh, shit. Now, I streamed this yesterday for a couple of hours, and after around about the first hour of play, I started getting weird performance issues on it, where it became a little bit janky and stuttery when it was when I was turning corners and stuff. And it's doing it again now. And when I was playing it last night, whilst it wasn't doing it all the time, when there was occasions where, when I was coming up to build up areas, the game would lag a little bit, and then when the game would kind of catch up, I'd end up crashing into something, because I was turning at the time. Here we go, here's the port. So, there we go. Oh, yeah, it's jerking it, getting jerky again here. Tourist bus simulator this is, Augie. I mean, I've got a feeling that I've kind of broken the game here. Hang on, I haven't got a game title, have I? I've just noticed. Let me just put a game title in Twitch. Oh, they've changed the layout. You don't do update now, you save. Oh, yeah, sorry, Paul, I did miss it. I did. My bad. Let me just make sure it's updated. Yeah, there we go, it's in, I think. Looking at my mobile phone, it's in. Sorry, Paul. Right, let's see if I can find where I can pick my this bus up that I bought. Because the game is tripping over itself in a way, I think, you know. Because it's not directing me to go and get the bus that I've bought. But when I get in my minibus, when I get in my minibus, it's telling me that I can't go pick up a bus with a bus. And that won't be my... That's not mine. None of them are mine. I hope this job that I've got on the cards isn't timed. And I end up failing it. I don't even know if I've come to the right port, because I can't remember for the life of me where I came to pick up my first vehicle at the start of the game, when the game was still kind of old in your hand in terms of showing you the tutorials and telling you where to go. Although this looks very familiar. I remember going down here to being dead noisy. On my stream yesterday it was super noisy. Nope, so that doesn't open. Whoa, 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 what the? The only thing I can do here is drive back down to my hotel. Let's have a venture over here. And get my other bus and just do the job in the other bus. Right, I'm going to go to my other hotel. I mean, not my hotel, sorry, my depot. And get my other bus and try and do the job in that before I fail the contract completely. If I can remember, I'll get back. We'll just bring up the map. It isn't far from here, no, so out of here. When I come out of here now, straight down that road. Right, okay. Hang on. Straight down here, come down here. And then I'm going to have to go... I'm going to have to go all the way down outside to turn round, really? Oh no, I won't. I'll be on that side, Muppet. I'll be on that side, I think. The game is kind of tripping over its own instructions, is what's happening here. Because it thinks I want to go and get my bus that I bought, but I don't. I want to do the job. I want to do the contract that I've got on. And when I get in the other minibus, it tells me that I can't go and pick up a bus with a bus. Then it's not marking on the map where my other bus is, which I've bought. So I've bought a bus at the moment that I've not even picked up or collected. And I don't know where it is. All because one of my staff members got sick. Come on, let's get on here. I've got a car behind me. All of these sim games on consoles always seem to suffer with that bug of AI traffic being dumbasses. "52 minute streaming, I'm really just getting stuck into the job." Truck driver suffered with it, Paul. On the road suffered with it. I think Bus Simulator did as well, the first Bus Simulator and Bus Simulator 21. I've not even played or entertained buying. Because it kind of fell flat on its source, I think. Well, what you're doing, man, you're cutting me up. Awful. Yeah, I was watching some streams of this, because some people had early access to this. One of the guys in Sharky's Discord, Tintin, covered quite a lot of this during the week in early access, because it came out on Thursday. And a few of the guys in chat were all commenting about the credentials of the studio that made this. And then obvious comparisons were being made with things like On the Road and Bus Simulator. And there was somebody in, and I mentioned that, hasn't Bus Simulator 21 gone really, really quiet and kind of fell flat? I always considered picking that up at the right price, and one of the guys in chat said it could be £5 and it still wouldn't be the right price. It's a sack of shit. Which is a shame, because the first Bus Simulator that came to console 3 or 4 years ago, I quite enjoyed. In terms of doing exactly what it says on the tin, you know, making you feel like you're driving. Hey, I've got a bit of weather here. I've got a bit of weather, alright. Oh wow, I've got some weather. That's the first bit of dynamic weather I've had. I've got a bit of a shower going on, wow. Badger. Good day, buddy. I hope you're well. Oh, shit! You don't want to be doing that. I hope you're well. I was going to grab this on the PS5 originally, because I prefer streaming on the PS5 than I do on the Xbox natively without a capture card. But it's not even, as of yesterday, and I don't know about this morning, but as of yesterday, it's still not had its day one patch. So PS5 players were still playing, essentially still playing the early access version with all the little bugs and graphical glitches that the game had got. That Tintin was showing off on his early access stream. Working wipers is always a plus point though. We'll just pause. Yeah, I think Wolfman, another chap that pops into my streams occasionally, I pop into his. Wolfman bought Bus Sim 21 and was ultimately let down by it, and I don't think I've ever seen him play it since. Not on stream anyway, unless he plays it off stream, but I'm not sure he does. I think he was ultimately let down by it, because I went from not being interested in it at all, then seeing some footage of it and thinking, actually, I'm quite intrigued by that, and then seeing it on launch day and going, oh no, I'm going to swerve that. I'm going to swerve that and wait for sale. And even in some of the sales that I've seen, it's never ever dropped down below about 33 quid. If it was roughly about 25 to 25 pound, I might have snapped, I might have caved in and bought it. But with seeing some of the comments I saw in some of the early access streams of this in the week on YouTube, on some of the live streams and some of the coverage, there was folks saying, oh no, don't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole. To be fair, there's a lot of people initially put off this game because it's published by Aerosoft, but it's published by Aerosoft, who made on the road. It's not made by them. It's made by TML Studios, who made Fernbus and The Bus on PC, which I believe are quite reputable sim games on the PC that have got a good following. So I say this with a very, very big pinch of salt, but I've got, I wouldn't say high hopes, because that's wrong, but I've got more confidence that they'll support this than what On the Road got. But the early side, the early indications with the PS5 not releasing on Thursday without the day one patch, and the ETA on that day one patch is the claim any time between now and Monday, that didn't bode very well. To be fair, that didn't fill me with confidence, I've got to say. But when I'd read that the Xbox version had got the day one patch, and it's only a next-gen game, this. It's only available on the Series S and X and the PS5. It's not a PS4 or Xbox One game, this. So it shouldn't really be pushing the capabilities of these machines. But it does seem to, after it, when I streamed it yesterday, about an hour or so in, it did seem to start to struggle under its own weight. This is new, Badger, yeah. This came out on Thursday. It's been out on PC for quite some time, I believe. again, like I said, it's made by TML Studios, who've made other bus sims or other simulators on PC, quite good ones as well, by all accounts. And this one itself has been out on PC for a couple of years, I think, since maybe 2019. I might be wrong. I'd have to look up the date. But it's come to consoles as of Thursday just gone. A few of the guys in Sharky's Discord, one of the guys, Tintin, has been covering an early access. He was given an early access copy and has been covering it on the PS5. But all the bugs and glitches and graphical inconsistencies are all still present because it's not at its day one patch. But in terms of what this game's giving me, from what I've seen so far, I've only played it for about 2 or 3 hours yesterday. I did 2 hours stream and then I played it for another hour last night off stream when I got back from the pub. I like what it's trying to do in terms of it's a full immersive sim game where you are essentially running your own company. You are running a company and you take care of the finances, you take care of the inventory on the buses when you're doing tours, you take care of the insurance on the vehicles, you take care of buying new vehicles, you take care of employing staff and then deploying them and putting them on routes and getting them go about daily tasks. You take on contracts, some repeated contracts. There's maintenance on the vehicles, there's deliveries on the vehicles, there's a skill tree, there's a load of stuff going on in it, to be fair. So it's got a lot of interesting ideas. All it needs is... What?
I'm making sure.
I'll put your breakfast on in a minute. Decide if you're having a shower.
Later.
So, yeah, it's got a lot of nice, interesting ideas in being a very rich and deep, immersive sim. It just needs kind of tidying up around the edges. Because it's a little bit rough around the edges, but it's not in as bad a shape as the PS5 version at this moment in time. The map, by the way, let me just show you the map, because the map is it's not fictional, it's an actual real replica of this island that's in the Canaries. It's a 1.5 scaled version of the map. I can't. They said that translates into something in terms of for every mile you do in game is X amount of miles in real life. I can't remember what they said, but it's a 1.5 scale of this map, and there's lots of different things on the map like resorts, ports, shops, coffee shops, airports, and all sorts. And there's my intrigue with this at the moment is the variety of the jobs. How much variety there is within the jobs, which, granted, I know won't be that great because there's going to be sightseeing tours, airport runs, hotel runs, and whatnot. But it's also the amount of jobs. I'm curious about the amount of jobs there is to keep it, to keep us going and to keep us interested. Got a full day and night cycle as well, which I've not seen dynamically happen yet because I haven't done a long enough job, so to speak. But I have when I've fast travelled or I've skipped time on the calendar. I have been out at night. Let me just see what Mr. Andy's saying there. Yeah, well, I've got an issue here at the moment, Andy, right? What I did was I bought a second bus. So, and I did it without the game telling me I could do it, because the game kind of, once the tutorial's done, I think once you've bought your apartment, the tutorial's as good as done, and it then throws you out and says, it kind of lets you do whatever you want to do. There's a few things missing in terms of it never fully explains what all these things on the PDA do, so you've kind of got to work that out for yourself on your little mobile phone that I've got here. But I bought a second bus, I took on a contract, my second employee, or my first employee that I got, along with myself, so there's myself and I've got one employee, I got him on a job, on a contract, and then I got a notification that he fell ill. So I assigned myself to the job, to the bus, and then I went to the calendar and skipped on the calendar, and I accidentally skipped so that it actually went past the job and then said I'd failed the job. And then I took on this other job, which is a 2-hour tour that I'm doing now, but the game seems to be tripping over itself in terms of when I first got in this bus and set out from HQ, it told me that I can't go and collect a bus in a bus. I'd got to take the car, but it's not telling me where to go in my car to go and get the bus that I bought, because the bus that I've bought is waiting for me somewhere, I assume at the port, but it's not telling me where exactly it is. So I've drove all the way back in my car to pick this up to go and see about just getting this 2-hour contract done and then see what happens from there. But whilst I've got this mission going, I think what you've got there with the waypoint thing not working, it might be because I've got a mission going, because I tried to, let me just show you. I'm going to regret doing that. I should have applied the brakes first, because I tried to, I drove my car all the way up here, thinking that's where my bus was going to be. And I was going to switch over to the bus, and then on this other leg of the journey here, I was going to carry on with the tour in the bus. But when I got there, it was just a bus stop with people waiting. So I've had to go back in the car and drive it all the way back down the road. And as I went down this way, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go past the port anyway. So I'm going to drive around the port. So I did. In my car, I drove around the port to see if I could find this other bus that I've got to pick up. And I can't find it. That's the airport. That's the port. I can't find the bus that I've bought to go and pick up. So then I've got in my car and I've drove all the way back to HQ to get back in the bus that I'm currently in to go and just get this job done. The job that I'm doing, in the hope that the game kind of levels itself out or corrects itself. If not, then the game's kind of... I've kind of broken it already. Because my driver got ill, my other employee got ill, and I've had to take on the job myself, the game got confused, because I was just about to assign that driver to go and do the contract that I've got, which was literally a 35-minute repeated pickup, and whilst he was doing that, I was going to go get my bus. But the game now seems to have kind of got lost in its own kind of direction and instruction in terms of what I've got to do. And I've got a bus. When you go to my list of buses here, see, I've got this one that I'm in now, which is, it says there, that's my vehicle. Then I've got this Intercity, the Man Intercity, not in use, and I haven't even picked it up yet, so I don't know where that is. And it's not been marked on the map. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, like I say, it's got some interesting ideas, but it's a little bit rough around the edges, and it definitely needs a patch. But it's not, it doesn't need, it's not as bad as the PS5 version. The PS5 version, the sidewalks on the PS5 version, like the pathways and the sidewalks, they're all black. All the tarmac is black rather than grey, and all the road markings are flickering. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, Andy, when I tried to put a waypoint on the map so that I could drive myself back to the port, it wouldn't let me put a waypoint, and I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt at the moment and assume that's because I've got an ongoing job, because it said this feature was disabled, and I'm assuming it's because I've got this job. But we'll see. We'll see what happens once I've completed this job. I'll tell you what, some of the jobs are going to be interesting though, because some of the streets are really tight. If I get given a job and I go out in the big coaches, so to speak, rather than the little mini buses or vans, it's going to be tricky getting those big coaches around some of those tight turns, because there is some real tight turns and some really cramped streets. Which adds to the realism of it, because when I've been on holiday before, some of these coach drivers abroad, when they're taking you from the airport to the your resort or your hotel, you don't half get the coaches through some real tricky spots. Oh, I'm supposed to turn there. It's alright, I can do it here. Not the end of the world. See, he's doing the jerky thing again now as well. Like, it's not as smooth as it was when I first started playing it. I'll just move me seating position forward a bit so I can see. Still can't see that much. I'm just going to go for it. So, parking brake on. Doors open. Let's get these suckers on board and get this job done. Let's see if I get any complaints because I'm late. Will the game know I'm late? Is that everyone on? Is that it? Or have we got more pickups? Oh! Do you think? It looks alright. It looks serviceable. It's not the worst looking game I've seen. I've seen worse. this jankiness that kicks in after you've been playing it for a while doesn't help. Out of everything that I could nitpick about the game, that's the one thing that I'd put a priority fix on. Is how janky it gets and kind of gets weighed down by its own performance. I mean, this is the first time I've had weather. I've had rain and dynamic weather in the game, and that adds to it, to be fair. That's really well done. Zodius, morning buddy. Parking brake. Doors. People getting off or people getting on? Oh, somebody's getting on. There's more getting on. For the right price, yes. And more so on Xbox at the moment because it's got its day one patch. I'm sure they'll get their act together on the PS5 and get the day one patch out as, you know, sooner rather than later. I just didn't like the idea that they said that the ETA on it was any time over this weekend when the game came out on Thursday. It's a bit bad that, to have the game launch and not have the patch ready to go. I think some of the blame and some of the fingers are being pointed at Sony and their long-winded certification process at the moment, but I don't know. I think behind the scenes they could have worked together to get it so that it was ready to go. It's not on Game Pass, Zodius, no. Right, let me pause it here a second. Let me just go put my lads' breakfast on. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. He's breakfast on. He's got to go to school for some revision. Well, he hasn't got to go, but he's apparently volunteered to go in school with some of his friends for revision because he's got his big exams coming up before he leaves. I would happily... I mean, it's £25, I think, on Xbox at the moment. I'd happily say around like 15 quid. If the game was... You know, if I was playing this now and I couldn't nitpick at some of the little problems with the fact that the performance seems to suffer the longer you play it, and if the tutorial systems and menu systems are a little bit more refined, like the predicament I've potentially got now, where the game's chipping over itself in terms of what objective it wants me to actually do, then I'd say that, you know, with the amount of content and the amount of immersion that's in the game, I'd happily pay £25 for it. But with the way things stand, I'd wait for sale probably. But there's a lot to be had from it, is essentially what I'm saying in a nutshell. At the moment, there's a lot to be had from it, in terms of a fully fleshed out career system with lots of mechanics included in the game in relation to running and making you feel like you're running your own company. Is everybody on board? I close the door. Parking brake. Let's turn those wipers off. I mean, yesterday, I've been playing it for about 3 hours yesterday, and as part of the tutorial, it sent me up to the north end of the map to some, on a mission. This was when it was still holding my hand in terms of the tutorial. It sent me up to some accommodation in the car, so I went up, parked up in the yard, went to an apartment, and then it made me buy the apartment. And that then becomes a fast travel spot for you. And once you're inside the apartment, you've got loads and loads of options to fully furnish and customise your apartment to your taste and your liking. Let me just see. If I can remove that off the screen, because if I've got it on the dash, I don't really see why I need it on the screen as well. No, I can't take. I don't think I can take that off. See, I wished I kind of knew what some of these things meant, like speed-dependent steering. Auto center the wheel, that's obvious, but speed-dependent steering, what the hell's that about? That's your mechanic. That's our employee. Is he still ill then? Or not? That's the guy I employed. That was the first employee that I got, and that was part of the tutorial. But he's been ill for the last 2 days, which is why I'm doing this job. Can you let me go? Nice hobby. Oh, more getting on. Deathstalker, good morning and welcome. Hope you're well. Let me just check while people are getting on this. Let me just check my emails because I've buggered my stream elements notifications up, so I've no idea if I'm getting follows and whatnot. Because my stream elements bot is broke. I think it's because I changed my name. I think. I hope these aren't stuck here. Oh no, they're moving. They're moving. Right, parking brake. Thanks for the house, Arius. You can adjust the seat. Let me just when I've finished this journey, I'll show you some of the adjustments you can make. You can let me out or not? Yeah, we're going out this afternoon, Zodius. Once the wife's back in from work, we're going uptown with the girls. The lad's going to do his revision, and then he's going out with his friends after revision, and then me and the wife are going uptown. So I'm just doing his breakfast now, because he has sausage baps. He isn't a cereal kind of person. Missed me tuning then. Is it this tuning or is it? Yeah, it is. I think. Yeah, it is. Parking brake and doors. So seat, yes, you can move the seat forward, but I felt like it was by default it was really far forward like that, and I felt like I was too, you know, I'd practically got my face in the windscreen. But yeah, look, you can move the seat. If you press the Y button, then press the A button, you can move the seat back and forth, up and down. Then you can go across and move where your head is pointing as well. Then you can move where your eye line is. And then you can also move left and right by the looks of it. But when it's like that cram forward, it makes me think I'm too far forward. Especially when turning tight corners like that, and then you want to be able to see where the corners of your bus are. In relation to make sure you're not hitting any traffic. But there is a full external view. I've got a feel. Yeah, I've just done the wrong stop. I think, you know, I should have done this stop because I'm supposed to be on the yellow line now, not the orange. So I might have to go all the way around here. I think I did the wrong stop then. There's no online. I don't think there's any online features. When you first start the game, you're presented with the option of playing in a full finance economy stroke career mode, or a kind of like a free play custom routes, custom weather, custom vehicles kind of mode. There's two modes to select from, and they kind of sit independently from each other by the looks of what goes on in the main menu. It's another one of those traffic jams, is it? Where the traffic's just stuck. Oh, it's moving, isn't it? Is it moving? It is, it's moving. Getting impatient then. Walking break. Right, while these people get on, I'm just going to do me lad's breakfast. I'll be right back, guys. Right, guys, I'm sorry about that. Thanks for sticking around. That's all the kids fed. The kids have slowly, gradually started to wake up, and that's all them fed. So thanks for sticking around. I'll get back on with this journey in a sec. Let's save. Let's quit and see what happens.
Home, home, just wanna go home, home, back home.
I've been gone for way too
Home, home, just wanna go home, home. I'm on my way back home.
Right, while I'm back at this menu, let me just show you the different options there is, the mode selection. So you've got Economy Progress Management Challenge, which is the one I'm doing, and then you've got Schedules, Free Play, Custom Routes and Weather Control on the other one. And they both sit completely separate to one another. So if I select that mode, it'll take me into another sub-menu where it'll say Start New Game. So them are the two main modes. But I'm playing the actual career with Full Economy Progress Management Challenge at the minute. So let's see if that traffic issue has been fixed. And even if it puts me back where I was as well, I wonder. Yeah, it has, and I've got rain, so let's start the engine quick. Parking brake off, wiper on. Now let's go quick before I get stuck in traffic. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is that 2-hour job, this is Sharky. that I was about to start last night, and I thought I'd save it for the morning. Daughter roped me into watching a film instead. So always put the parking brake on when I'm stationary. I assume, looking at this now, that I'm on the homeward leg of it. I'll do this pickup, then I've literally got to flip it back around and go down that road. Another pickup there. And then that's probably where it terminates. Which is all the way up north. And that was interesting to see what happens when I finish a big job like this, because this is the biggest job I've done so far. I've done little short hikes before, which are pretty much a loop the loop. Right, so the waypoint just gets disabled when you are essentially in a job. We take it from there then. Is everyone getting on? On, folks. Bit of a sun shower going on out there. Get yourselves in. Strapped in. Where did that person go? I'm sure somebody walked this way. Oh well. Oh, navigation monitor. So you can, the one in the vehicle you can turn off. But the one on the bottom right of the screen you can't. Right, doors are shut, aren't they? Yeah, doors are shut. These tight streets, Jesus. That's a point. Gas stations as well. I've not been prompted to fill up with gas yet. So I wonder if that becomes a thing in the game. Because there's gas stations dotted around, as well as workshops for doing repairs and modifications. I mean, I've always said graphics aren't the be-all and end-all of what makes a great game. And, you know, whilst it's certainly not the best-looking game I've seen, it's not the worst-looking game I've seen. It just needs smoothing out. Try and eradicate some of this popping. Try and get it running smoothly and get rid of the jankiness. And it's an okay game. And I'd, you know, refine some of the things with regards to the way that it's giving me jobs, because I'm a little bit concerned at the moment that I've maybe possibly broke it. We'll see when I finish this job. Because I want to see if I can go pick up my other bus that I bought. So it's not like Bus Sim. Oh, hello. It's not like the Bus Simulator game where you could then go and make sure people have got the tickets, because I think with it being a tour, I think they're paid for in advance. So you don't have to worry about whether people are paying the tickets or fares. You get your money regardless. You just got to complete the job. Because you're running a tour bus rather than like a bus where you pay fares. Your money you get is all based on you just completing the jobs. So triangle on Xbox control, that would be equivalent to Y, and when you press Y on the Xbox, that brings up the option to change your seating. The seat position and your eye line, where your head is looking, etc. But you saying there that I could possibly, Bubs, are you saying that I could get rid of that display at the bottom of the screen? Oh, yeah, I was going to say I thought it'd gone then. That's display at the bottom of the screen. Morning, Bubs, by the way. Rogan, morning, buddy. Next time I part up at a stop, I'll try that. Why, Rogan? Are you okay, bud? alright, thanks Rogan. I'm alright, bud. Get a stream in first thing this morning because the wife's at work until 1. And then I'm nipping up town as quick as I can because we've got the FA Cup final today, haven't we? Is it the FA Cup or the other cup, the Mickey Mouse Cup? The FA Cup today, isn't it? Doing the jerky thing again now. The smoothness, the buttery smoothness is gone. So I assume everybody's getting off here, aren't they? Because I've got no further layout on the road. All stops have been approached, no passenger has been left at a stop. Service rating 72%, crashes 1, radar traps none. Just over 1100 XP. So I am getting like a summary of how I did. So is it going to tell me to drive it back to the depot? And while I'm here, let me try this thing Bubsy's on about. Oh yeah, I've seen that. So I've got mirrors. I can add mirrors. But I can't get rid of that thing at the bottom left. Bottom right, sorry. Because that nav system at the bottom right, I don't need it there twice if it's on the bus. But then I've got to take into account that some buses might not have that, I suppose. You're selling your Thrustmaster TX Ferrari wheel and pedals for the Xbox and the F1 rim? Really? Why doing that? You're playing more racing on your PS5 now, Rogan? Is that why? Nice one, Bubs. Thank you very much, buddy. So, now I finished that job. That's the water park. Hotel. Locked stash. What's that mean, locked stash? Right, hang on a second. I'm gonna have a look at this locked stash. My bus safe there. So how much free room is actually in this? Can you run? Oh, what's he doing? Oh, you put you back at the bus if you press the left thumbstick in. I pressed it in wondering if it was a sprint. So I wonder if there's like anywhere that you can't go. when you're out on foot. It's going to show up on my mini-map as I get closer. I mean, it says locked stash, so when I get there, they might be all for nothing because I can't actually get at it if it's locked. But I just want to see, out of curiosity, what it's all about. And money, I picked some money up. So you can pick random wads of money up. There, what's this? Oh, right. Whoa, look at this. So somewhere within the environment, there's 4 clues that contain the code. What? So close by in the environment, are we saying? Nice. Also, right, interesting. So, I have no idea in terms of how close these things can be when it says, you know, somewhere within the environment, like as in nearby. Ah, right, okay. Thanks, Bubs. So somewhere in this yellow circle there is clues. C5, is that one? Oh, no, oh wait, I'm still in the circle. Just at the road. Doesn't show as yellow. Let me just have a look at the padlock again. See if it actually contained letters. All I've seen so far is C5. No. It's very much welcome, Bubs, because the game doesn't tell you much. So it only contains numbers. No letters. So I thought that where it said C5 was something to do with it. Sorry, just seeing me lad off. Ah, right, so it tells me when I've left the search area. Okay, interesting. Oh, now it's the search area's gone. So I've got to go back and trigger the search area, I think, by interacting with the lock. So the search area comes up now, right. How big are the codes? Are they 4 digits? I'm going to assume 4 digits. Gotta be careful not to go out of the search area because it resets. Not gonna cheat yet, just until I've exhausted it a bit. What did you do, Bob? Look us up online when you say you cheated. I've left the search area now, right? So it resets. And despite being a little bit rough around the edges, right, Rogan, I'd put it up there with as good as the first bus sim. With the potential of being better if the further I get in it, once I realised how much content there is in the game and the iron out. Ah, there we go. Right, I don't get it. Because I'm all the way up there and it's given me another stash. Yeah, it has the potential to be just edgy, you know, Rogan, to be slightly better, purely on the basis that the career mode is seems to be a little bit more in depth. So I've got a hint for another stash, but I haven't got the what's it for that yet. But yeah, the career mode on this, Rogan, is very, very rich and deep, in my opinion. I almost feel like I'm not even scratching the surface yet as well. Because I bought an apartment last night on it. I bought an apartment. Just getting my packages. And you can customise and fully furnish your apartment and everything. So in theory, let's say hypothetically, there's nothing stopping me from literally sitting in my apartment and having all my employees, as my company grows, doing all my routes for me. This here, so C5, where did you see D1? By the main road. Let's have a look. So I found C1, hang on, C5, D1. Oh yeah. So let's assume that the 4 inputs on the lock are A, B, C, D. So that's 5, 1. So what are the other 2? What, have you got this on then, Bubs? You got this on PC or console? So D1, C5. Damn it. A7. Getting a pen. So I've got 3 of the numbers in theory. I could just probably try a different combination of them now. So 7. So it's something 7051 or 7151. Let's go and have a look by the actual big building. Nothing in the pool. So on the PS5, Bubs, has it had the day 1 patch yet? Because I know as of yesterday, midway through yesterday, it hadn't had the day 1 patch. So your sidewalks, your pavements at the side of the road, are they all black? Are they still black? Or has it been fixed now and had day 1 patch? So I'm looking for B something. At least I know what I'm looking for now. I'm looking for B. Because I originally wanted it on the PS5, but it put me off not having the day 1 patch. Plus, to be honest, I got it cheap on Xbox because of buying it from foreign shores, shall we say. I mean, I could try and find this number, or I could literally probably just try. There's only 10 numbers, isn't there? I could try the numbers now until I get the right one. But I'm inclined to think that it's going to be somewhere around here. Very, very close by. Let's have a look at these trucks. So other than the black, the flickery road markings and the black tarmac that you've got, how is it running in general for you, Bubs? Because can you see this on the... I don't know if it's coming across on the stream, but can you see that it's gone a little bit jerky now? And it tends to do this the longer I play. It goes jerky, but if I quit the game fully and come back in for about an hour or so, it'll run okay. It'll run as smooth as a baby's bottom, but it then, an hour or so in, it starts to get a bit rough around the edges again. Which is the only nitpick and the only niggle I have with it, really. At present. I'm going to try these numbers in a minute because I can't find this last one. It's going to be somewhere really stupidly obvious. Let's go try the numbers. So let's try 7051. Yay! Money, 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 money. Skill point, skill point. Money, 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 money. Another hint for another stash. Hell, leaflets after leaflets after leaflets. Right. So stash got. Right, let's press the key to warp back to the bus. Thanks, Bubs. And then do a drive back to my base. Because you can put the waypoints on now, can't you? So, let's lock the doors. And let's set a... This will be a fair drive. Because I could do with still finding out where to pick up my bus from. I bought a bus and I still, for the life of me, it said at the port. I'm assuming there's only one port. But I need to get in the car. I tell you what, I need to get in the car anyway to go and get my bus that I've bought. You can't go pick up a bus in a bus, is what the game told me. So waypoint set. Display information is off because I'm out of service. Let's turn them wipers off. Get the window open. Parking brake off. Yeah, see, the performance has gone a bit ropey again now. If they iron that out, then I haven't really got any other niggles for this game at all. No worries, Bubs. Thanks for some of the tips as well, Bubs. They were very much welcome. Starts off really well as if it's like a buttery 60 frames, and now it's hurting my eyes because it's as if it's like really struggling to hit it. I'm going to say it again, like I did earlier on, but with a very, very big pinch of salt. With this being different developers than On the Road, and because they've made some really reputable sims on PC, I just hope they don't throw this out and then completely neglect it. I hope. I mean, I'm going to provide some feedback on Twitter when I finish streaming with regards to the performance going a bit rough around the edges. After about, you know, after I've played it for an hour or over an hour or so, and hope that they're listening. Because if I fully quit the game and come back in, it'll be okay again, I think, for an hour. I would imagine it's something to do with memory or cache. It's gone smooth again now. At the moment. Oh, you pellet. But when it's... when it's running smooth, it's fine. It's a nice experience, to be fair. Welcome back, Rogan. Yeah, I'll see him then come over that hill. How's he going to take off? I wonder if, right, so I'm going to try something. Game. I'm going to put the traffic density down and see not only if that helps with the risk of traffic jams at junctions, but also the performance. Put put the traffic jam down to about 65 or 70. 65. Let's go 65. No, I got it. I didn't find the last digit, but because I got 3 of the digits and I knew where they went in the sequence, I just I kept inputting the second digit as a random number until I got the right one. And there was a load of money in there. A couple of skill points, because there's a skill system in the game as well. And also another map for another hint for where the location of another stash is. I didn't look. Bad man. Might have to put that traffic density back up again. Because even though I've put the traffic density down, I'm barely seeing much traffic. And it's not helped to the performance, to be fair. So they're getting a tweet about the frame rate drops when I finish streaming, just to make them aware of it. Now let's just see what I can do up here. Ooh, money. Tell you what, these mechanics, messy scroats, aren't they? Bus repair. Ooh, that needs a wash. Why has it still got the waypoint on? Or maybe if you go in the office, that's why. And then it might disappear. So vehicles. Oh, it's outside. So I've not got to go pick it up from the port. So let's have a look at this bus. Now I know for a fact the game has a livery system in it as well. Liveries. Jesus Christ, imagine trying to get that around some of them tight bends. Holy crap. Ho ho. These open as well, I think. Yes, they do, look. Luggage compartments. Open as well. I'm going to see if there's any jobs I can do in this. I want to take this for a test. I didn't think it was going to be that big. I thought it was going to be one of them little, kind of like intercity ones. I think it was going to be that big. Let's have a look at jobs. I'm sure I saw somebody playing this on the PC last night as well. I watched a stream of somebody on the PC and they've got a full radio in it. Jobs. Let's have a look at jobs. Orders. Here we go. New orders. There's an airport run which is 10 minutes. God, it's going to be a nightmare trying to get that bus around some of these turns. Let's do. Well, I'm getting 10-minute run to the airport, and I'm getting over €1,000. 7 o'clock. It's not 7 o'clock. 5 o'clock pickup as well. Come on then. Let's do this job. Let's give it to me. Let's do it in the. It is an intercity bus, but it's massive. Yeah, we'll do that. So that should be in my current orders. Yeah, it is. I tell you what, let's give is Uzi better. I wonder if my member of staff is better. Let's give him a. Let's take this job on because this is €1,800 over. Let's give it to. Oh, I can't give it to him. Is he still ill then? Or have I? What the? Schedule. Yeah, it is me. So it's me. So I can't. So he must still be ill. So let's have a look in here. So I can dismiss him. Because he's... I wonder if I dismiss him because he's ill. Let's dismiss him. He's been ill twice. Oh, I can get mechanic. I can buy mechanics as well. But there's none available yet, so the game isn't introducing me to them yet. Smurf, thank you very much for the raid. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Welcome to your viewers. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, I've got a cup of tea here going cold. How are you, Jem? Are you okay? Right, let's employ. This guy, because his reliability, 100 out of 100. And his salary ain't that bad either, but he is age 50. But, you know, experience, hasn't he? Let's have him. Let's employ him. Let's knock his salary down to 1,000 and be a meanie. He might reject it, to be fair. Hey? What? Okay, very strange. I'm okay, thanks, Jem. I'm okay. Just getting my head around this, because it kind of semi-holds your hand for a little bit and then doesn't. It suddenly stops and you've got to kind of work things out for yourself. And it's quite deep. There's a lot going on. Smurf, yeah, it's going okay. I'm second day playing this, showing this off, because this came to console on Thursday. Ninja, it's not bad. It's a bit rough around the edges. It needs a little bit of TLC, because after playing it for about an hour or so, the frame rates start to take a bit of a hit and it goes a bit janky. But in terms of how deep the game is and how rich the game is, there's quite a lot going on. There's a lot of interesting ideas, there's a lot of different systems to get your head around, a lot of game mechanics to get your head around. And it's got a lot of potential as long as they just smooth it out. All I want is